Good morning all. If I am audible to you, please comment. Then we'll start our class. Good morning, good morning. Tell your friends to join fast. How many people have solved the module? So within 1 or 2 minutes we'll start, okay? So that your friends can be joined. Okay, so we were solving electrochemistry. So ask doubts in electrochemistry. Doubts in electrochemistry. Ask fast. Got any doubts or not? Must be having some doubts. Question 6 and question number 13, okay? So question number 6. What question number 6 says is, 1 mole of aluminium is deposited by X coulomb of electricity passing through aluminium nitrate solution. The number of moles of silver deposited by X coulomb of electricity from silver nitrate solution. So now I'll say gram equivalent of aluminium is equal to gram equivalent of silver. Understood? Is equal to IT by F. This IT by F is same for both of them because they are saying X coulomb of electricity. X coulomb of electricity. Okay. So now I'll write 1 mole into N factor of aluminium is 3 because Al 3 plus 2 3. Here moles of silver N factor is 1. So moles equals to 3 moles. This is question number 6. Question number 13 also. Question number 13. The resistance of 0.01 solution of an electrolyte AB is 320 at 328 Kelvin is 100 ohms. the specific conductance of the solution is. So specific conductance is K. Okay, what is given is K into R equals to L by A. L by A is cell constant. Cell constant value is given 1 centimeter inverse. So K is equals to what? 1 by R ohm inverse centimeter inverse, and how much R? 1 by 100 ohm inverse centimeter inverse. So K is equals to 10 power minus 2 ohm inverse centimeter inverse. Question number 17. On passing 3 ampere of electricity for 15 minutes, 1.8 gram metal deposited the equivalent mass. So I'll write gram equivalent of metal is equal to IT by F. 1.8 gram by equivalent weight is equals to ampere 3 time 50 into 60, because this time always will be in second. So this is 50 into 60 divided by 96 500. 20 gets cancelled. So equivalent weight is equal to how much? 1.8 into 965 by 3 into 5 into 6. On solving we will get 90.3. After 17, question number 20. The molar conductance of HCl, NaCl, that was easy. Which conductance they are asking? Lambda of CH3COOH is equals to lambda of CH3COO minus at infinite. Okay, at infinite. All are at infinite. Plus lambda of H plus at infinite. Now this is coming from a compound called ammonium acetate. So that is equals to what? Lambda of CH3CO Na at infinite. This is coming from HCl. So lambda of HCl at infinite minus. In this case you have added two extra things. What are the extra things? Na and Cl, which is not here. So you will going to subtract a compound which has this. So their values I can write. What are the values? Sodium acetate is 91 plus HCl is 426 minus NaCl is 126, and when you solve this we will get 391 ohm inverse centimeter square mole inverse. This is question number 20. Then question number 34. Question number 34 is the value of, now can you solve the same question? Same question as 34, I'll write direct line, okay? Lambda EQ of NH4OH at infinite equals to lambda of NH4Cl plus lambda of NaOH infinity minus lambda of NaCl at infinity. Then question number 7. We put the values, we will get the answer here, okay? Question number 7. A solution of Na2SO4 in water is electrolyzed using platinum electrode. The products at the cathode and anode are, okay. So you have Na2SO4, it will break into Na plus 2Na plus SO4, 2 minus, and there is a water because it's an aqueous solution, so H plus and OH minus. Okay, understood now this case. Now what happens is, out of these two cation, which comes below, this I already told you, which comes below undergoes reduction. Out of these two, which comes above undergoes oxidation. So if you remember that series, then H plus which comes down, so it will form H2. OH minus comes above, so it will form O2. That is question number 7. Also done. Then we'll have here this side. Yeah. Question number 10 now. Okay. So question number 10 says what? The electrode potential of hydrogen electrode at the pH 10 will be. Okay, so it's a E cell you will write. E cell equals to 0 minus 0.0591 by 2 log. It's a reduction potential, so generally we write 2H plus 2 electron gives rise to H2 gas. So it will become log of H2 gas divided by H plus whole square. Okay. This will become 1 atm. So that E cell is minus 0.06 by 2 log of 1 by H plus square. Now pH equals to 10. So H plus equals to 10 power minus 10. Okay. E cell minus 0.06 by 2 log of 1 by 10 power minus 10 whole square. This cancel at minus 0.03 log. This is 10 power minus 20 goes up to 10 power 20 positive power. So I can bring the power outside 0.03 into 20 into log 10. Log 10 is 1. So we get 0.6 with a minus sign. So it is a negative value. That is question number 10. Then 17. 17 is already here. 17 is already here. Okay. Then we'll do question number 16 also. Okay. Question number 16. For an electrolytic solution of 0.05 molar per liter, the conductivity has been found to this, the molar conductivity. Okay, that is very easy. Lambda m equals to K into 1000 by molarity. They are asking you to find K. They have given lambda m 0.0110 equals to K into 1000 by molarity 0.05. Can you find K? Yes, we can find K. Then question number 31. Question number 31. If X is the specific resistance of the solution and N is the normality of the solution, the equivalent conductance of the solution. So if you remember, K is conductivity, which is reciprocal of specific resistance, which is X. So K equals to 1 by X. And if you remember, lambda equals to, we write K into 1000 by N. Instead of K, I write 1 by X, normality as N only, so 1000. So 1000 by Nx. Then question number 25 also. Question number 25 is where? Okay, the EMF of the cell involving this reaction, the standard oxidation potential of silver electrode. Okay. Question number 25. As we know, E naught cell is equals to E naught of cathode minus E naught of anode. E naught cell is given as 0.80 volt. E naught of cathode. Cathode is undergoing silver. What is cathode? Ag plus 2 Ag. This is undergoing cathode minus. What is undergoing oxidation? Hydrogen. So H plus 2 H2. Now this is always 0. Hydrogen we take 0. So E naught of Ag plus 2 Ag is equals to 0.80 volts. So E naught of Ag plus 2 converting into Ag is equals to 0.80 volt. All done in electrochemistry. Okay. Done now. Then I given you some other chapter, right? What was the chapter I gave you? Polymer. Polymer. How many people solved polymer? Polymer. How many people solved polymer chapter? Tell me. Did you solve polymer? Polymer question number 12. Okay. The formation of polyethylene from calcium carbide takes as follows. The amount of polyethylene obtained from 64.1 kg of calcium carbide. We can write reaction, we can solve. Question number 12. So CaC2 plus 2H2 gives rise to CaOH whole twice plus C2H2. C2H2 plus H2 gives rise to C2H4. N moles of C2H4 gives rise to CH2 open bracket N times. Okay, the amount of polyethylene they are asking how much amount of this will be obtained from 64.1 kg. This one. Okay. So first you need to divide by this molar mass. So calcium is 14, carbon is 12, so 24. We'll get 64 gram. So if you convert into grams, so 6400 divided by 64, so basically we'll get somewhere as 1000 moles. Understand this point? So when I have CaC2, I get this also 1000 moles, right? Then this is 1000 moles. This is 1000 moles. N moles gives you 1 moles. N moles gives you 1 mole. And if you do, so here basically all 1000 moles, I do it by N, right? To get 1 mole, then what happens is, I'm writing N times. So here the mass will be of 1000 moles. Now 1000 moles into molar mass of this compound, 24 plus 4, so 28 into 1000, so we get 28,000, that means what? 28 kilogram. Any other doubt in polymer? Any other doubt in polymer? Any other doubt in polymer? Okay, so after polymer I have given you which chapter? After polymer I have given you biomolecules. Biomolecules doubt? This side now. Biomolecules doubt? Tell fast beta. Biomolecules doubt? Any doubt in biomolecules? Tell no doubt in biomolecules, sir. Okay. And then the last topic, chemistry in everyday life. In this chapter, any doubt? Chemistry in everyday life. No, Guru, you have to read from NCERT. Okay, done. Now, today our topic is, what is our today topic? Solid state. Today topic is solid state. Okay. So now, so before we go to solid state, you remember we started from gaseous state, then we went to liquid solution, and then we went to solid state now. So while we are having a solid state, what happens is, we have to understand something, that solid are that particular state of matter where molecules or atoms is not able to move. They are only going to vibrate. Vibration happens very small distance. Moving means a molecule from here can move to that place also. But in solid state it doesn't happen. That flow can happen in the place of liquid or gas. But when you have a solid, it means this is a marker is a solid. Okay. So when this marker is solid, in this everything, first thing is you should understand that everything is made up of atom. This is a matter. It also has got atom. This is polyethylene. So now it has some carbon atom inside that also. Now those carbon atom, as this marker will be like this only, if 1 year also passes, it means the atoms of this marker are not moving anywhere, but they are still doing something. Is because what? Those atoms which are here anywhere, they are doing vibrational mode. Vibrational mode means here like this, very small way. Okay. They are not going to move anywhere, but they are going to take its own place and vibrate little bit up and down on any side. Okay. So when I have a solid state, those molecules or those solid have very less energy compared to liquid, compared to gas. Solid has very high density compared to liquid and compared to gas. Then when I want to, it means solid, in solid, all the molecules or atom will have fixed space, fixed position, right? When I want to fix position, we generally take a cube. We take a cube. Now you should be able to make a cube in a very small span of time and correctly also. Okay? Able to understand the cube? A cube I have drawn. Now the point here is, before we go to a cube, you should understand this and now. You should understand the type of solids. Type of solid. So basically there are two types. This is a very basic thing I'm teaching. You must have studied this. Crystalline solid. Another one is amorphous solid. Crystalline solid are dry ice, NaCl, sugar, ice, CaSO4, calcium, sodium, all type of solid are that. What is the amorphous solid example? Glass, rubber. Okay, these are amorphous solid, these are crystalline solid. Then crystalline solid are of four types. First one is known as ionic solid. Second one is known as covalent solid. Third one is known as molecular solid. And fourth one is known as metallic solid. Okay. I'll give you an example of all four. Ionic solid means it will be an ionic compound. What are the ionic compound? You know, NaCl, CaCl2, Al2, SO4, whole thrice, ZNS, all are ionic compounds. So they are ionic solid. Covalent solid. This is very important. Covalent solid are graphite. Covalent solid does not mean covalent compound. Covalent solid means graphite, diamond, or silica. Molecular solid means covalent compound such as water, HF, NH3, dry ice or ice. These all are the covalent compound. Metallic solid means those are metals. Any metal, sodium, magnesium, calcium, iron, zinc, tin, all. Understood examples? Understood examples, all right? Correct? So basically if you memorize example, the whole theory is very easy. Okay, now we come back here. Okay, so first thing is we are doing ionic solid. Basically in our solid state chapter we'll do only one, which is known as ionic solid. Neither will do crystalline, amorphous, nothing will do. We'll simply do ionic solid. Now to talk about ionic solid, this is a cube. Okay, this is a cube. So when I have a cube, I should be able to understand some points about a cube. Okay, such as so what happens is these are known as corners. These are known as corners. This one. These are known as corners. Okay. How do I talk about corners? Then you can say whenever, if you are finding difficulty, whenever three lines touches each other. Whenever three lines touches each other. Three lines, three lines, three lines, three lines, three lines, three. This is not a corner because there are two lines. This is not a corner because this is two lines. So once you have a corner, the next point is known as edge. Edge is this line. Definition: line joining two adjacent corners. Line joining two adjacent corner. This is an edge. This is also an edge because this is an adjacent. This is also an edge. This corner is not the adjacent corner. Okay, so that is not there. So corner, edge. One more thing you write. Their numbers also will write. Corners are 8. Now you tell me how many edges. Corners are 8. How many edges? Write in chat box. How many edges you can count? So the answer is 12. We can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So edges are 12. Then the next thing is called as edge center. Now the edge center is definition is middle point of edge. So edge center is a middle point. So this is an edge. You go somewhere here. This is your edge center. So how many? That many edge center. 12 edge center. Okay. Once I have corner, edge center, the next thing which comes is known as face. Next thing is known as face. Now face means what? Any four corner in single plane. Any four corner in single plane. So you need to count 4 corners. Can I take these 4 corners? 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I take this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I make a face out of these 1, 2, 3, 4? Write in chat box. 1 corner this. I'm taking any 4 corner, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Can this create a face? Can this create a face or not? No, this won't create a face because they are not coming in single plane. Okay, so they are not the correct way to take corners. Any 4 corners, but it has a condition. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. If you take this 1, 2, 3, 4, then you can get in a single face. So what I do now, I'm going to color it. Okay. This becomes face. So how many face? How many face? How many face? So now how many face total? This is one face. This is one face. Right, so the answer you see here, this will be a cube, the plotted cube. Now with this, I set this point, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is one face. This is our one face, right? This is our one face. Once this is our one face, it's not visible. Is it visible or not? No, not visible. Leave it there. We'll see here. We'll see in the duster. Okay. Try to assume this is a surface, plane surface, not the tilted one. Okay, this is a vertical surface. So what we get? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is one surface. Second surface, second face. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you get 5 and you get 6. Right? So total faces are 6. Total faces are 6. Okay? So once we get face 6, then the next thing is called as face diagonal. Face diagonal. Once I selected a face, then our definition is line joining two opposite corner in a face. Line joining two opposite corner in a face is known as face diagonal. So now you need to have it one face only. You cannot take one corner of one face, another corner of any other face. Okay? So now these are 4 corners. What are the opposite corner? This is one opposite corner. This is another opposite corner. Okay? So line joining, which means you have to draw a line. Okay? So when I draw a line, this becomes a face diagonal. This becomes a face diagonal. I can draw one more from this side to that corner. Generally we draw them with a dotted line. Okay. So how many face diagonal? How many face diagonal? One face. 2. In one face, 2. Right? So total how many? Total answer is 12. Because each face is carrying 2. Total we get 6 face. So 6 into 2, 12. Done? This is face diagonal. The next one is called as face center. Next one is called as face center. So the definition of face center is intersection of two face diagonal in same face. Face center is intersection of two face diagonal in same face. They are meeting somewhere. This is the point of intersection. This is the point of intersection. So this is your face center. This is your face center. So one face carrying how many face center? 1. So total face center are 6. Total face center are 6. Right? Now, once I get total face center, the next one is known as, here we do, this one. Next we do body diagonal. Body diagonal. Now the definition of this is line joining two opposite corner. Line joining two opposite corner, but not in same face. Line joining two opposite corner, but not in same face. Now, so one corner is this. Can I take these two corners, 1 and 2, as body diagonal? 1 and 2. Can I take 1 and 2 as my body diagonal? Tell me. Can I take or not? Can this will give me a body diagonal? Yes or no? Right? It won't give you because there are two opposite corners, but they are coming in same face. Point is, but not in same face. So not in same face. If you take this, then what about this? This is one. Is this face diagonal? Sorry, is this body diagonal? 1 to 2. Is this body diagonal? Is this body diagonal? No, this is also not body diagonal because 1, 2, 3, 4. It will create front face. It will create front face. So this is also not a body diagonal, right? So, but how do I draw? So now what we take? We take this corner and not this, not anywhere. There is a corner here. Now this face is front face. That face is back face. So now they are in opposite face. So what I do? I join from here to there. Now this is your body diagonal. This is your body diagonal. But how many I can have body diagonal? How many body diagonal I can have? So how many opposite corners I can have? How many opposite corners I can have? So the answer is we get 4 body diagonal. We get 4 body diagonal. And to teach you from body diagonal, we will take this box again if it is visible. Okay? Visible, try to do this. So now the answer how is this is one corner. This is one corner. From this corner to opposite corner but not in same face. Opposite corner is this. But then this will come in same face. So what we take? We take this. We take this. We go back. Down. 1. Then from top to bottom 2. So in this line, in this way I'm getting 2. Then 3 and 4. Understood now? So there are total 4 body diagonal. Understood? And the last one is known as body center. Definition is intersection of 2 body diagonal. Okay. So 2 body diagonal, you have to draw 2 body diagonal. One I have plotted. Second, I can also plot this corner to that corner. Okay, this is intersection. So this is your body center. How many body center? Only one body center. Only one body center. Draw this hole. Copied? Now copy all. This copied. This copied all? Yes or no? Everything copied? Okay, now we'll write lattice point, its number and its contribution. Okay, so we are going to make a table. Okay, first is corners. First is corner. Okay, now the corner, how many are the corner? 8. There are 8 corners and its contribution is 1 by 8. Now what do you mean by contribution is to understand this contribution. Okay. To understand this contribution, what happens is, this is one cube. With this cube, I can keep one more cube bottom here, third here, fourth here. So then I can have 4 cubes. Okay. Then 4 more cubes can come here. Okay. Then what happens is, if you keep an atom here, that atom, because all corners will be occupied by atoms. So if you keep an atom here, that atom is present in how many cubes? So the answer is, if you keep a ball here, that ball will come in this duster, it will come in another duster here, it will come in the adjacent duster, it will come in the down of adjacent duster, right? Then one more layer will come. In the same way, there also there are 4 dusters. So in those 4 dusters also the ball will come. Understand? It means total how many places ball is coming? 8 places. That's why contribution is 1 by 8. Not because this is 8. This is point. Don't memorize like this. This is 8. Let's say this is 1 by 8. Understood? This is 8 because in a cube there are 8 corners. This is 1 by 8 because one corner is surrounded by 8 unit cell. So after corner you have edge. There are 12 edge. The contribution is 1 by 4. Then there is next edge center, which are 12. The contribution is 1 by 4. Then face. There are 6. The contribution is 1 by 2. Then face diagonal are 12. Contribution is 1 by 2. Then face center is 6. Contribution is 1 by 2. Then body diagonal there are 4. Contribution is 1. Then the last body center is 1. Its contribution is 1. Copied this table. This table copied? Yes or no? Okay. Now, this thing. The next thing is known as types of electrostabilized tensile calculation. Density calculation, we have formula of density D equals to Zm by AQ dot Na. What is Z? Z is known as effective number of atoms. What is M? Atomic mass. What is Na? Avogadro number, which is equals to 6.023 into 10 power 23. What is A cube? A is edge length. Edge length. Okay. So now density units are kg per meter cube is in SI. In CGS, gram per centimeter cube. So if you write atomic mass in grams, then edge length you should take it in centimeter cube. Edge length should be in centimeter, so that density can come in gram per centimeter. And if you want to convert it into kg per meter cube, you can convert. Okay. Question. Find out density in kg per meter cube when iron element crystallizes with Z equals to 4 and A equals to 120 picometer. Solve this question. Able to solve? Yes or no? Okay, solve fast. Zero point two one five kg per meter cube. Okay, we'll see. So density equals to Z is 4. M for iron. If you remember 26 Fe 56. This is in grams. So 10 power minus 3 divided by, this is 120 picometer. 1 picometer equals to 10 power minus 12 meter. So now as I need in meter cube, that's why I am directly writing meter cube, or 10 power minus 10 centimeter. So 120 into 10 power minus 12 whole cube into 6 into 10 power 23. This I need to solve. So I can solve 4 into 56 by 12 cube. Understand? Into 6. This is all factor, and then everything is power of 10. How much power? That we see now. How much power? Minus 3 is there only. 1 0 I am taking from here. So 10 power 1 minus 12 minus 11 power 3 minus 33 goes to numerator plus 33. And minus 23. Okay, so what we get? D equals to 4 into 56 by 12 cube into 6 into 10 power. This is 10 power 7 kg per meter cube. Now you need to solve this factor. While solving this factor, how much we get, I'll tell you. So we are going to multiply by 4 into 56 divided by 12 cube divided by 6. We will get density as 0.021604 into 10 power 7 kg per meter cube. And then now I'm going to multiply this 2 inside. Okay, so I'm going to write till 2160. So 2160. Okay, so how many decimal I have taken? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have taken 5 decimal. So 10 power 2 is the bearing. 2 kg per meter cube, or you can write like this: 21600 kg per meter cube. Understand now? Not 10 power 11. Power is important. You see how I am doing for power. 56 gram per mole, so I have converted into kg. So 10 power minus 3. Then I need in meter cube. So 120 picometer I am going to convert into meters. So 1 picometer equals to 10 power minus 12 meter. Minus 12 I wrote here, but then 120 it is. Then what happens? Then what happens is 10 power 0, 10 power 1, because I am taking 12 only. So 10 power 1 minus 12, so 10 power minus 11. minus 11 whole cube. So 10 power minus 33, which goes to numerator becomes plus 33. Already minus 3, 23 goes to minus 23. This is 10, minus 3 is 7, so 10 power plus 7. This is the answer. Done? Copied? Yes or no? Copied or not? Okay, so now we have this side. Understood, everyone? Beta, don't make me angry. Do what I'm saying to you to do it. Is this understood by all? Is this understood by all or not? Understood? Any problem? Okay. The next point here is now types of packing. This is the important one. Types of packing. The first one is known as simple close packing. The first one is known as simple close packing. Okay, so while I'm writing simple close packing, we write one point. Atom occupies all corners. Atom occupies all corners. Means atom is going to take place at all corners. So we are going to draw a cube. And at corners. So there are only 8 corners. I have kept on 8 corners. But when you look, what happens is, this distance is R. This distance is R. This distance is A. You need to always find a relation between R and A. Why? Because first we'll find out the Z, which is known as effective number of atoms, and it is equal to summation of number of types of atom into its contribution. So right now there are only single type of atom. Right now there are only single type of atom which are present at corners. So how many there are? 8. What is the contribution of corner atom? 1 by 8. So total 1. Z is 1 for simple close packing. You should memorize this. If you are able to memorize this, it will be solved, it will be helpful in your calculation. Z is 1. Once I do this, then I need to find a relation. Between R and A. So how they are related? So when you see from top, right now I am seeing from here, okay? But I can see this structure from top also. If you see from the top, it looks like this. Four atoms. There are 4 at the bottom behind of this. If I go to behind the board, I can see 4 more atoms behind the board. Okay. So now this was R. This is R, and this total is A. So what is the relation? Relation is A equals to 2R. A equals to 2R. So these atoms touching each other, but these two atoms are not touching. These two atoms are not touching. Okay. A equals to 2R. The next thing what we need to do is we need to find packing fraction. Packing fraction is calculated as volume occupied by all atoms divided by volume of unit cell. Z is effective number of atom and atoms are spherical. So volume occupied by individual sphere is Z into 4 by 3 pi r cube. And unit cell is cube. So volume of unit cell is A cube. Now I'm going to put values. Z is 1 into 4 by 3 into pi into r by A whole cube. So this will be the formula. So now packing fraction has a formula of Z into 4 by 3 pi into r by A whole cube. This formula I'm going to take and write it here. So packing fraction is equal. So now I'm going to take that formula. Z is coming as how much? Z coming as 1 into 4 by 3 pi into r by A. A equals to 2r, so r by A equals to 1 by 2. 1 by 2 whole cube. Understand this? Understand or not? So while solving this, we get 0.52 or percentage packing fraction is equals to 52%. It means whatever volume of cube you are having, out of that 52, nearly 50% is filled. It means there is some empty. That is known as percentage void fraction. 100 minus 52, 48%. You can call it as packing fraction, packing efficiency, both the things are same. Done? That copied? Okay, now we come to second packing. That is called as body center close packing. Body center close packing. So here point is atoms occupy at all corners and at body center. At all corner and at body center. It means I am going to draw a cube, and in that cube I am going to keep atoms at corner, but now as well as at body centers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now to distinguish body center, we'll draw body diagonal, so that we will not get confused. This is a body diagonal. At body diagonal, at the middle point you will have body center. So at body center we will keep one atom. Understood now? Correct? So that next thing is Z. 8 into 1 by 8 plus 1 body center into 1 is a contribution. So 1 plus 1 total 2. So Z is 2. For BCC. Next is A and R relation. So A and R relation, now what happens is, in the beginning, in the simple cubic close packing, these all 4 atoms were touching. Then what happened? This I brought fifth ball and I kept it inside between them. So now these two four are not touching. Okay, these two four are not touching. It looks like this. This fifth ball is present on the top of fourth ball and somewhat submerged inside. That's why these four are not touching. What is touching? Then we have sixth ball here. So then was what? This ball is top of these four and then these four are the top. So what happens is there are four atoms. Initially they were touching each other as I taught in simple cubing. Then what I brought fifth atom and kept in the middle of this. But then I push it inside also. As I push it inside, those atoms which were touching now are get separated. Understood? Gets separated. So they are not touching. So this atom are not touching each other. Okay, so now what happens? So where atoms are touching? Along body diagonals, atoms are touching. So body diagonal, and how many atoms are there? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But this is R. This is R. This is R. This is R. So total value are 4R. And this is body diagonal length. So body diagonal length is always root 3a. So root 3a means 4R equals to root 3a. R by a equals to root 3 by 4. Okay. So packing fraction equals to. So packing fraction equals to what? Z is 2 into 4 by 3 pi into R by a root 3 by 4 whole cube. Understand? When you solve this, you got 0.68. So percentage packing fraction is equals to 68%. So percentage empty fraction is equals to 32%. Copied? Understood now? Tell if it is understood or not. Okay, so this is body center cubic close packing. Now we have third one. This is the highly important. Third one is known as face center cubic close packing. Full form, short form is known as FCC. Sometimes it is also known as FCC or CCP. Cubic close packing. Cubic close packing. Cubic close packing. Now in this case, what is the point? Atoms occupy at all corners. It will occupy at all corners and face center. At all corners and at all face center. So we will draw a cube. Okay. Then at all corners and at all face center. So we have to draw each time face center. One face, another face center, another face center. So I have drawn 4 face center. I will draw 2 more. Face center, Now I have drawn 6 face center, 8 corners. Next thing is Z. 8 into 1 by 8 plus how many face center? 6 into contribution 1 by 2. 1 plus 3, 4. So Z equals to 4. Now the relation. This face center is going to touch this, is going to touch this, going to touch this. It could be drawn like this. This is the bottom face. 4 atoms at corners, 1 at the face center. So face center, this is R. So 4R equals to, so face diagonal length is always root 2a. Always root 2a. So R by A equals to root 2 by 4. Packing fraction equals to 4 into 4 by 3 pi into root 2 by 4 whole cube. When you solve this, we get 0.72. We will get 0.74 will get, not 2. 74. So packing fraction percentage is equals to 74%. Percentage empty fraction is equals to 26%. Okay. The same percentage packing fraction is same for hexagonal close packing. Hexagonal close packing. Hexagonal close packing. So these are basically 3 types of packing for atoms. But now we will have some compounds also. We will have some compounds also. First structure on the and only structure we will do is NaCl structure. NaCl structure. So whenever you want to draw NaCl structure, you need to always memorize 2 things. You need to memorize 2 things. What are those 2 things? You need to memorize that where Na plus comes, where Cl minus comes. Where Na plus comes, where Cl minus comes. These 2 things you have to memorize as it is. Okay. So Cl minus forms CCP. Cl minus forms CCP means what? CCP means FCC or CCP or face center close packing. Okay. So Na plus comes where? Na plus occupies all octahedral voids. Cl minus Na plus occupies all octahedral voids. Now what happens? Now you see this. So I'm going to draw a cube. The Cl minus I'm going to plot them with this open circles or empty circles. All corners, but at all face center also, so we will draw face center also. Done. So these are Cl minus. Can I calculate how many are there? 8 into 1 1 by 8 plus 6 into 1 by 2, 1 plus 3 equals to 4. So Cl minus are how many? 4. Now we are going to talk about Na plus. Okay. Now Na plus occupies at octahedral position. So we should understand what are the octahedral positions. Okay. So octahedral positions are at all edge centers and at body centers. Octahedral positions are at all edge center and at body center. So now edge center means this is an edge. So here one edge, one more edge center, one more edge center, one more edge center, edge center, edge center, edge center, edge center, edge center, one more edge center, one more edge center, one more edge center. Right? What else is remaining? At and body center also. So I have to draw a body diagonal now. From the back corner to the front corner and somewhere. Okay, so how many Na plus? At edge center, 12 edge center into contribution 1 by 4 plus 1 into 1, 3 plus 1, total 4. Okay. Then what we do, we take a ratio of Na plus to Cl minus. We get 4:4, we get 1:1. That's why we write Na1 Cl1, which gets you NaCl. This is a formula of compound. This is formula of compound. This is formula of compound. And there are 4 Na, 4 Cl minus. So there are 4 molecules of NaCl. But NaCl is ionic compound, so we say 4 formula units of NaCl in 1 unit cell. 4 formula unit of NaCl in 1 unit cell. Okay. So now, but if you look closely, then you must have studied in solid crystal. The first point is they have regular repeated geometry. So crystalline solid have regular repeated geometry. If you look at this plane, this phase you look. This is what? Cl minus. This is what? Cl minus. So what I can say? Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus, Na plus. If you look at this point, then this line you walk. This is what? Na plus, Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus. You look here. Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus, Na. You look here. Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus. Na plus, Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus. So which direction you move? Any direction you move, it will be a regular repeated geometry. Regular repeated geometry. You go any plane, you go in the middle of the sheet. This is what? Na plus, Cl minus, Na plus. You go Na plus, Cl minus, Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus, Na plus. You go like this, you go like this, you go like this, you go like this. Any direction you go triangle also, you go tilted line, you go body diagonal. Any direction you move, you will get alternatively Na plus Cl minus, Na plus Cl minus. Understood? But if you remove one, okay? If you removed one, or by any chance this atom is not there, if this atom is not there, then you have something called defects in solid. Because it was supposed to there, but it is not there. It is not there because it could be any reason. You have removed by automatically, it is not there. By default it is not there, but it should be there. So if you compare from the perfect crystal and there is a different position or different arrangement, then there are defects in solid, and defects in solid are of two types: stoichiometric defect, non-stoichiometric defect, right? Stoichiometric defect and non-stoichiometric defect. Later on we'll go there. So now it is there right now. If it is there, so there is no defects in solid. Okay. So once you do this, then we have next point is called coordination number. Coordination number. Coordination number of Na plus and Cl minus. If you want to find coordination number of Na plus, you should tell me how many Cl minus is surrounding Na plus. And if you want to find Cl minus coordination number, then you should tell me that how many Na plus is surrounding Cl minus at the same distance. So what happens is, this is what? This is Cl minus. This is touching. Not this. Yes, this is true. This is Na. This is what? This is your Cl. This is Na plus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another unit set. So if you look for Cl minus, there are 6 Na plus surrounding. Now let's look for Na plus. We look for Na plus. Now where we can take this Na plus. This is an Na plus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So there are 6 Cl minus. So Na plus coordination number is 6. Cl minus coordination number is 6. Understood? Done? Okay, so now after this we'll have something called radius ratio. Radius ratio is defined by R plus by R minus. Ratio of cation radius to anion radius. Okay. Whatever value you get, it will be always less than 1. So on the basis of its value, you can tell me where cation will go. We can define it safe. So R plus by R minus range. Okay. Then its shape. Okay. If it is less than 0.155, okay, then it is known as linear. If it is in the range of 0.155 to 0.225, it is known as triangular. And if it is 0.225 to 0.414, then it is known as tetrahedral. 0.414 to 0.732, then it is known as octahedral. 0.732 to 1.0, it is known as cubicoid. Copied? Done? Yes or no? Finished? Copied? Study. 7. So the next heading is defects in solid. Already I told you what is defects in solid, what is definition. These are of two types. Okay. First one is known as stoichiometric defect. Second one is known as non-stoichiometric defect. Stoichiometric defect is of two types. Schottky defect. Another one is known as Frankel defect. In case of Schottky defect, what happens is equal number of cation and anion leaves the lattice. If you remember, when I drawn NaCl structure, I removed one Na plus. But if you want to have Schottky defect, the moment you have removed one Na plus, you should also remove one Cl minus, or 2 Na plus 2 Cl minus, because the point here is equal. You should remove in equal number. Equal number means 1 cation to 1 anion, 3 cation then 3 anion. Always equal number of cation and anion leaves the lattice point. Okay. Whereas in this case, cation displaces in interstitial point, but does not leave the lattice point. Here it will completely will leave the complete lattice point. Here cation will not leave the lattice point. It will be in the lattice only, will not leave lattice. Okay. It will be in lattice only, but it will be in interstitial position. It will occupy some void. It will not be the place. Let's say Na plus was supposed to be an edge center. It will not be somewhere edge center. It will be somewhere inside the cube anywhere. But it will not be present at one edge center. That's this slide. Cation displaces at interstitial point. Whereas in this case, equal number of cation and anion leaves. So if this happens, then density decreases. Here density, no change. There density decreases. Here density, no change. This happens when coordination number is high. This happens when coordination number is low. Understand? And R plus by R minus is nearly equals to 1, whereas R plus by R minus is very less than 1. Examples: NaCl, KCl, here AgCl, AgBr. Understood? This is Schottky defect, Frankel defect. And then this is of three types. This is of three types. First one is metal excess due to anion vacancy. This is metal excess due to interstitial cation. And the last one is metal deficiency. Metal deficiency due to cationic vacancy. Okay. This is very easy. It is very explanatory with its name. metal excess. It means you have metal more. You have metal more. Na is more, Cl is less. Why? It could be because of anion vacancy. Means we can write some anion left the lattice. Understand? Some anions left the lattice, not the cation together. If you remove same number of cation anion goes there. Short stoichiometry. Here ununiform. Metal and non-metal are not equal. So some anion left the lattice. If the some anion is left the lattice, lattice will get positive charge. To remove positive charge, electron has taken place. Electron has taken place. Known as F center. Known as F center. Now here if you look at this point, metal excess due to interstitial cation. It means some new cation has come at interstitial site. In both the cases cation is only more because here some anion has left, here some more cation has come. Anion is same only but some more. So again total cation is more here, total cation is more here. That's why I am writing metal excess, metal excess. Due to anion vacancy means anion is left. Due to interstitial cation means cation has come. This is another point. Metal deficiency due to cation vacancy. So the point here is it is found in D block compounds. This is important. It is found in D block compounds. Then what happens is, in this case, some metal ion will leave the lattice. Here some anion will leave, some cation will come, some cation will leave the lattice point. Understand? Done? Copied? Any doubt till now? All understood? Any doubt? Tell me, do you have any doubt in all this, whatever I taught now? Any doubt, beta? Anyone? Tell him comment once fast. Okay, so now assignment. First chapter is solid state. Second chapter is surface chemistry. Third chapter is P block. Okay. So, 3 chapters I have given you. These 2 chapters, read from NCERT or any chemistry book you have. Solve the exercise which I will send it in the groups. Solid state I have taught you. Will send the exercise. Solve them also. Okay. We'll continue in the next class. Meanwhile, you solve all these exercises which I have given you. We'll continue in the next class. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you very much.